Hey Tayla Talks fam, welcome to the very first episode of the podcast. I was so stoked to have you here. Today's episode has Hugh Barter, so if you want to hear from him, keep listening.
Alright, well, hello everyone. So my name is Hugh Barter, half Japanese, half Australian, born in Japan, raised in Australia. I spent what would have been 12 years, 13 years of my life in Australia. Spent, I would say, 10 years racing there before moving to Europe at the age of 15 to race French F4. Before doing a dual campaign in 2022 with French F4 and Spanish F4, finishing vice champion in both. A very successful year for me. And then going to FIF3 in 23 was a good start of the season, a bit rough in the middle. Yeah, unfortunately, due to lack of funding and sponsor having to pull out, stopped racing. Was a bit of a sabbatical last year from racing, and then this year I have started doing a little bit of coaching as well as doing some work for a Formula E team. So, yeah, started to get back into it, let's say now.
Awesome. And also coaching, tell me a little bit about that. How long has that been going for?
Not long. I mean, I've been doing coaching on the sim for a while, and then it's sort of shifted more to real life. The real life stuff has only started maybe since April. Yeah, April was when it came up, I think, and it wasn't only put into action until June. Um, but no, yeah, June. It's all last 3 months have been a bit of a blur. So, but yeah, it's pretty recent. So, but yeah, it's going good.
Awesome. It's been a long year.
Yeah, well, I say that it's been a long year, but it feels short. You know, it's
Yeah,
every year gets shorter.
love it. No, that's really cool. I think about the coaching, about how you've come from like racing in Australia to being on the big stage. It's really cool to be able to chat with you today and also share your story with potential Taylor Talks audiences,
hmm
which I'm not sure if there are any at the moment, but maybe there will be. Yeah, so I think something that could be really fun to talk about is sponsorship. So, I guess in your own words, how have your sponsors assisted you this far into your career?
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, I would say I'm a little bit different from the usual driver in the sense that um, my family hasn't put any money into my racing past the age of 8 years old. Uh, I think my dad learned pretty early on that how expensive motorsport is, and it's not just just paying the team or paying for this or paying for your go-kart or whatever. It's all the little small expenses outside of that, like you know, managers or people who want to run your socials or traveling to your destination or accommodation. The all these things add up, and I would
Mhm.
say you know we as a family couldn't afford that, and so we needed to find sponsors super early in my career. Lucky enough, we had some very nice people put their hand up when I was racing karts. But obviously, cars is nowhere near as expensive as Formula racing, especially when you're coming from Australia. So
Mhm.
it was a big step um, in 2020 when I secured the shootout scholarship, the Richard Mills shootout scholarship,
Mhm.
because that was 100,000 basically in sponsorship for the French F4. However, we still needed to find money to go to the destination, accommodation, and yeah, luckily we had some small sponsors. And then at the end of 21, we found another big sponsor that was able to fund my 22 season as well as majority of my 23 season. So yeah, the common denominator I would say when it comes to finding sponsors for me at least is people who like motorsport, people who enjoy what I do. And to be honest, people who like me as I don't know if that's not very humble, but it's true. I mean, it's I would say investing in motorsport can be a bit of a gamble, and
Mhm.
usually the people who do, I would say, just like motorsport, and if they get an ROI on it, then that's great for them. But if they don't, they enjoy the experience that comes with it also.
Yeah, for sure. I think also it's all about networking. If people like
Yeah,
you
correct.
and they're interested in what you do, well, then they're going to be like, yeah, sick, let's support them.
Yeah,
So I think it's not, it doesn't sound non-humble at all. It sounds very realistic,
yeah,
with
yeah.
especially
I mean, it is,
motorsport.
yeah, but it is the truth, Like, I think if you're a likable character in the sport, then it's usually much, it plays in your
Yeah,
benefit. Is that the
yeah,
right, correct? Yeah, but yeah,
definitely. It's easier to gain relationships when people like you and what you're setting out to do.
yeah, correct.
Something I've noticed in networking, I'm sure you have too, is the more people click with you, the more they're willing to support you.
Yeah, correct.
Because they'll see something maybe they saw in themselves, or they'll see someone who's super determined like yourself, to get to your dreams and to do all sorts of things.
Yeah,
And you want to
exactly.
support that and also be a part of that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound
But
like you
yeah,
could.
yeah, yeah,
Awesome. And I guess, I mean, recently you've been doing some stuff in Formula E with the rookie test. How
correct.
did that test go?
Yeah, it was really good. I've actually been working with Lola Yamaha apps since, let's say, September last year. No, not September, October, November last year. Um, so I was doing a little bit of sim work for them, and then this year it became a bit of a more concrete thing, and I got a ring up. It was like, I don't know, not even that far out. It was like 3 weeks prior to the rookie test. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to get the rookie test, to be honest. Like I had been out of the car for so long, and I can see it from their point of view that it can be hard to take a risk that to put someone in that they hasn't been driving for so long as well. And I literally got a text was like, "Are you available to do the rookie test?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, for sure." And so it was a good opportunity for me to put my face in front of some big people, big names. But it was also good for the team and myself to build a better relationship. Obviously, I'm doing the sim work for them, so I understand I can correlate now better with the car, and they were super happy with my performance. It was like P7 overall, I think. So not only was the team happy, the outcome was also pretty good. And yeah, so we'll just see what comes from that now, how we can build on that relationship. Uh, it being Lola Yamaha, there's a Japanese side to it, so see how we can leverage that and yeah, again, build on that.
It's exciting. I think
Yeah.
the email your dad sent through with you in the cockpit, you're like, yay! I was like, oh, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a long time coming, I would say. I think I would have got a chance in the car regardless because they needed to with me doing the sim work for them.
Yeah,
However, I think this was the perfect opportunity because there are so many test items that you can do, and you're not taking away from the actual drivers who need as
yeah,
much seat time as they can get. So yeah, it was a
awesome.
perfect opportunity.
Yeah, and what's, I guess, now that you've been in a Formula E car, Formula 3 as well,
Mm.
what's the like differences in terms of speed and the feel of the cockpit as well? Is it any different, or is it
Yeah, it's
like,
massive different. This is
yeah?
day and night. I mean, the Formula E is such a technical car. Like it really is like there's so much to it. It's not just like changing setup, you're changing all the systems constantly. You're trying this, you're trying that, and you're constantly talking with the engineer. You like your quarter of your lap is you're on the radio, to be honest, because just you need to be. Um, and as well as like it being such a push cool push and people add a sequence on those sort of test days, it is cool that you have like so many people in your ear as well in the garage, and they're telling you, oh, there's someone coming on a push or someone's on a cool. Yeah, and you get a really s- sense of a professional environment as well. You almost feel like you're in Formula One. Um, but then compared to F3, the car itself is much harder to drive, as in like you have way less grip, so you're always constantly sliding. The track is much bumpier, since well, at least where I drove was an airport, an old airport. Um, in an F3, you have so much more downforce, like
Yeah.
way more downforce. You have like full slick tires, so naturally the car has more mechanical grip. It really is like a night and day difference in driving,
Mhm.
but the experience is it's still really cool. Like nothing can compare when you go from 0 to 100 in like 1.9 seconds. It's like you get like pushed into the back of your seat. Like
Oh
and like
God.
properly pushed, like you feel everything in your body like gets
Mhm.
sent to your spine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That sounds really exciting. I think, like obviously my own background in motorsport being in grassroots in karting,
Mm,
I'm always like blown away by the courage of people in KZ2 because I'm like,
mm.
gee whiz, they go a bit quick.
Yeah.
So you saying that, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
geez. I guess, is there a part of you that's a bit like, I know they talk about rookies in feeder series as going to Formula One in their tests and being a bit scared to go 100% at certain corners. Is it the same in Formula E?
Mm, I wouldn't say so. I mean,
Mm.
depends how you look at it. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm scared to go 100. If I went to go to Formula One test right now, I wouldn't say that I would be scared to go
Yeah.
100% because one, it's probably like most likely my one and only opportunity. So you might as well give it your all. And two, I want to show what I'm capable of. If I'm only giving 98%, then what's the point of turning up? I think it's a bit of a mentality thing of it on the driver's side. It's not a situational sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I know I think you and I have spoken in the past about mental preparation in racing as a whole. Are you still working with like, I guess, a mental space coach? Is that what we called it?
Um, yeah, I mean, I was as of recent, no, because I haven't been really driving myself. Um, However, I do think it is important, but yeah, at this very stage, no.
Awesome. And we were talking about Lola Yamaha. So is it
Mhm.
looking likely for a full-time seat anytime soon in 2026?
I mean, I can't really say yes or no. I mean, yeah, I would like to have a full-time seat because, I mean, that would mean that I have a career in motorsport, which is,
Mhm.
as the name of any driver.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, the way it goes, there you got Maloney in one seat, you have DeGrasse in the other, and maybe that seat opens up. But in saying that, I have to prove myself to the team and embed myself into the team more and more. And hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, then they will put me in for a drive.
Mhm.
Um, Worst case scenario, even maybe Degrassi gets or Maloney gets injured, and there's an opportunity like what Taylor had with Sam Bird at Monaco that Taylor got put in and he showed what he was capable of, and the season after he replaced Hughes.
Mhm.
Um, so it, anything can happen. It's motorsport. We'll see what arises.
Definitely kind of luck of the draw, basically.
Yeah, that's always the case.
I thought I'd be cheeky and ask because, why not?
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Yeah,
So I guess kind of moving on, what has been your most memorable moment in your racing career so far, especially considering you've been at it since you're a little kid, and you've
yeah.
had some amazing experiences worldwide. So is there like a most memorable pinpointed moment in your development so far?
Oof.
Sorry, that was a bit of a
Um, yeah, I mean, I would say qualifying fifth at Bahrain in 2023 in an F3 was a pretty big highlight. I'd say coming directly from F4, everybody was sort of saying, it's too big of a step and whatnot. As a driver wise, like they were like, it's such a big step for a driver to adapt and learn that quickly. I completely disagreed at the time, and I still disagree with that. I think the step in driving is not the issue. It's the step of actually like being mentally prepared.
Mhm.
Um, I think I scared myself a little bit at the time when I qualified fifth. I even surprised myself. I knew I had the pace, but when you qualify fifth, it's like, oh. okay, we're in for a shot now. You're in the main stage. People were looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I fell off because I was just putting too much pressure on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Pace was there, and I knew it was there. It was just I was like crumbling under pressure, always wanting too much or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'll put that there as a pretty big highlight of my career. You feel a bit on top of the world, and especially when you surprise everybody else as well. Even the commentator, if you go back to that exact moment, the commentator is like, "Oh, and Hugh Barter fifth."
I remember what.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good feeling. Obviously, walked away the weekend was super unlucky. I had no points after that weekend because I had two incidents, both out of my control. But yeah, I would say that's a pretty memorable moment.
Absolutely. I think, and how you said you kind of crumbled, I think we've spoken about different things. I think it just shows how passionate you were about what you were doing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a negative thing either, just for you,
Oh, I mean, I
really good.
think if I had another season, things would have turned out a lot
Mhm.
differently. I think even through that season, I started coming back towards the end, and a lot of the
Yeah.
time, I would like to think that I'm quite self-aware.
Hmm.
And I remember at the end of Spa, so Spa was the last round that I did.
Hmm.
Uh, I was coming into, I did the first sector. It was a drying track. I did the first sector, and so it was drying track. First push, I was like P5. Second push, P7 or something like this. But obviously the last push was going to be quickest because it was a drying track.
Hmm.
I did the last push, and I just remember I did the first sector. I was like, that was the worst first sector of my life. I was like, I've done the whole session. First sector should have been good. Second sector was so mediocre. And I knew coming into the last sector, I was like, I'm going to need like a miracle last sector for like qualified top 12 here. And so I was like, it's like balls to the wall right now. Like I need something special. And I just like sort of did the thing where you just sort of like clear your mind
Yeah.
and I did purple last sector.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like I was a really strong last sector. I was even super happy with it. And I qualified P12. Luckily for that last sector. I mean, my sector 1 and 2 were absolute garbage, but my last sector was really strong, and I
Hmm.
knew that. And it was stuff like that that was like, okay, I know that I have the pace. I just need to execute, and I need to do what I know what I can do. Um, but yeah, so it was coming good towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
I just needed more time, let's say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was your rookie season in Formula 3, so a lot of people take a very long time to get acquainted with the car, the tracks. Um,
Yeah, and I had
it's
really
really
limited
interesting.
testing as well. I mean,
Yeah.
like a lot of tracks there, like there were tracks like Hungary I'd been to once in 2021.
Hmm.
Um, so it was like 2 years prior to that. Monza I had only been to once, 2 years prior to that. Silverstone I'd only driven there in the wet. Surprise, surprise. Spa, I, Spa had done some. Spa had done quite a bit of laps. Same with Barcelona. Um, where else? Imola got cancelled. So whatever.
Hmm.
Albert Park was strong in FP. I was P7 in FP, and then in quali, fumbled the bag. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
To be fair, Aussie Grand Prix with Aussie drivers doesn't ever really go well.
No,
So,
yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
oh.
Like I remember finishing the FP, and I was like, "This is the coolest track," and I still stand by that. I've driven lots of tracks, and that would have to be like top three easily.
Yeah.
Like it's so high speed. Like I
Mhm.
don't think people can appreciate. Like it's so high speed, and you have all the trees that like curve over the track, and people don't realize that like those trees that curve over the track drop leaves on the track. So like you have to like when you're like the first session early in the morning because F3 is always the first one out,
Mhm.
and you go all this shit and dust, and it's just like it's awful in that sense, but like it gives you even more sense of speed because everything's so close and tightly packed in. Yeah,
Definitely. And I guess, you've said that's your top three. What is
yeah.
your top one and two tracks that you've been at?
I'd say Spa for sure. Spa is
Mhm.
one that just you can't beat. And then the other one, I don't know. I'd say Silverstone was pretty cool.
Mhm.
I've always been a big hater on Silverstone
Yeah,
because
same.
I hate it on the sim. Like I really hate it on the sim. But when you
Mhm.
rock up there and you drive such a high downforce car, it's insane. I mean, I was on my that weekend. I qualified P13, and
Mhm.
it was so tight between everyone. I think, and my teammates qualified P3 and 4, I think,
Mhm.
and I was comfortably P5 until 2 corners from the end, and I literally had the biggest snap of my life. I kid you not, like I was doing full Tokyo drift in Stowe, and I lost two
Yes.
tenths, and that went from P5 to P13. But
Nice.
like, I was pissed. I was so pissed. But
Yeah.
one of the coolest tracks you will ever drive when it comes to like high downforce cars. I think if you drive anything besides a high downforce cars there, I think you would want to scoop your eyes out. But yeah,
Oh, Silverstone's growing on me. I used to not really enjoy it,
yeah,
but like, as a fan of motorsport, I was like, ugh, like, yeah.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
growing.
the rain keeps it interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really complain about rain. New South Wales has been raining for like a solid 3 weeks, so.
Better than a drought, then.
And I think we've spoken every time we've done an interview together, from our first one in 2023 to now, we've always spoken about our cooking habits.
Oh God, yes,
Yeah, I know. But I thought a lot of people might know that you enjoy cooking. Um,
yes,
maybe they don't follow you on social media and see your reels every now and then. But
yes.
I guess what's your favorite meal on rotation at the moment? And do you lean towards this as a pre-racing meal?
Um, well, I don't usually cook on a
Mhm.
race weekend because,
No.
well, mum's the one. Okay, usually on a race weekend, how it works is before the race weekend, my dad goes, "What would you like to eat this weekend?"
Mhm.
Dad's a chef. Mum's also a pretty good chef. She hates cooking though, but she cooks really well. And I'll be like, I feel like this, and then they go shopping. I'll be at the track doing whatever, track
Mhm.
walk, blah 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 blah, pretending to work, and then mum and dad will go shopping, and then they cook when whatever. I get picked up, I go back home, and then we eat dinner, and then we go to bed because it's
Mhm.
such long hours at the track that I just don't have time to cook. Um,
Yep.
but when I'm home, yeah, I always cook. I cook my breakfast if I wake up early enough. And lunch and dinner, it's whoever's cooking in the household. Sometimes I'll cook for the family,
Mhm.
rarely. Dad would tell you it's never, but it's like maybe like 2 times a month at best. But yeah, on recently I would say I've been cooking a really nice garlic butter chicken.
Nice.
Um, it's a it's a I don't know what you basically what I do is I take the chicken, I debone it from the thigh. Always a thigh
Mhm.
user, heavy on thigh, don't like breast at all.
Mhm.
Um, you take your thigh and then you put like salt, pepper on it. Make sure you use white pepper, and then you put garlic powder on just a little bit. You put a little bit of sugar, then some soy sauce. You mix that all together, let it marinate, and then once that's all marinated for like 30 minutes, you take cornstarch or any sort of starch that you have in your cupboard. You coat the starch across the chicken. You put it into a frying pan with a small amount of oil. You let that cook and you fry that a little bit on both sides till it's crunchy. You take it out, and then once you cook all your thighs, then you chop you take your garlic, you mince it, uh, and then so you have that ready, you have that pre-ready. You then take butter. I'm going a bit of a cooking lesson here. You take your butter, make sure the pan isn't too high. Yeah, the butter. Yeah. No, no, no. You put your garlic in first. Sorry, put your garlic in first. You wait till it's just before it's like brown, so it's not overcooked.
Yep.
And then you put your butter in, and then you mix the butter with oil so the butter doesn't burn, and
Mhm.
then you put some honey in, some soy sauce, um, and then wait until it's all reduced and it's a little bit thick from the honey, and then you chuck your chicken back in, you mix it all together, and then you top it off with green onion.
My word, that's really good. Oh, love it. No, mine's risotto lately, but also I've mastered sourdough bread making. I'm quite proud
Oh,
of
that's
myself.
hard. That's
Yeah,
hard. That's hard.
really heavy.
That's time
I've been,
consuming.
thank you. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, that's all I do is feed this little jar of sourdough starter every day.
Yeah, I don't have that
Name is Bridget
patience.
if you're interested.
I don't have that patience. I'm
Yeah.
too lazy.
So,
I
yeah.
say that. I say I'm too lazy, but I end up cooking for like an hour because I crave something.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing thyme and rosemary loaves at the moment.
Oh, yum.
They're pretty banging. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
lie.
good.
But
Yeah,
I'm the type of person who'll cook a loaf of bread and won't let it cool first, so I end up like doing the weird like hot hand dance.
yeah.
Trying to
Yeah. I want to make my own ciabatta,
I
but
have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool.
yeah, it's like Italian bread.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try focaccia bread.
You don't know, you have never tried?
I've tried it, but I want to try and make it.
Oh, I make my own.
You can do sourdough discard focaccia bread, and like
Really?
the jar is like this big.
Wait, I have a photo somewhere of my focaccia.
That's so good.
I have I cook it like once every like 6 months maybe. Maybe it's a bit less. But I love cooking focaccia because I don't have to knead the bread.
No.
You just mix everything together and you just chuck it in the 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 pan, let it prove, and then you're away.
Yeah,
Where
low
did I-
maintenance bread is my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, like sourdough's rewarding when you get it right, but it's so long.
I just see people messing it up and making it too dense.
Yeah, that was my first loaf, and then somehow I've just become the sourdough whisperer in our house. So who knows?
When did I make this focaccia? I think it was before I went to Australia. It's disappeared in my phone. It's vanished. But yeah, so those are my cooking. That's my oh, here we go.
Love it. Oh, nice. Looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Lovely. No, I've recently, you'd be proud of me, I've recently been broadening my horizons in the kitchen.
No more
Absolutely. Been
cooking
cooking
egg
a lot.
in the microwave.
No.
Was that you that told me that? Yeah, it was. Look at my memory.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a lazy cooker as a teenager, okay? I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
No, I
changed.
have used, non bloody toxic pans and everything. I'm bloody getting there.
Yeah, I'm still, yeah. I invest in some good kitchen equipment.
Oh, well, I guess our next topic to kind of just touch on a little bit is about roadshow. We've spoken a little bit briefly on it, but would you enlighten the whole crowd?
A road show?
Yes.
Like in Australia, you mean?
I don't know, you sent me a message saying roadshow, so
Okay, yeah. I mean, there is a possibility that sometime during the year that I come back to Australia towards the end for like a month or something like this, and I try and do like a road show basically around Australia. Don't know if it's going to happen really. It was just only a brief idea to try and draw some attraction for sponsors and sort of touch each state. So, or the main ones at least, or the main cities in each state. It's not like I'm going to go to Whoop Whoop and present something for 100,000 euro. But yeah, so that was a brief idea. Don't know if it's going to happen. Obviously, to do that, also you need some funding. So yeah, we see what happens. It's always many ideas floating out there. Always.
Absolutely. I mean, you never take your business hat off. So, love it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. And I guess, we'll lead into a bit of partnership and VIP hospitality chat, but I guess could you take the Tayla Talks audience in a little bit further with what those kind of entail?
Yeah. So basically we had the idea that not only by coming on board as a as a sponsor, there is a chance that we can sell some hospitality packages because a lot of the time in F3, the people who sponsor you, there is no sort of hospitality for sponsors that are sponsoring the drivers. And this is quite poor. You spend 1 million, 2 million, however much it is, and you get pretty much treated like garbage on an F1 weekend, purely because, well, F1 is the main focus and you're just sort of a support category. And so we wanted to give the opportunity to those sponsors and people out there, just not from my side, but everyone that is getting sponsored, to have this hospitality package. Basically, you get food, drinks included, transport to and from the hotel, accommodation, and there will be different levels, of course, and with the package. And yeah, so that was the idea. Still have no idea how we would plan it out, but yeah, again, like I said, it's many ideas. It's just a matter of executing it.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds really exciting, and I think a lot of people probably don't realise that F1 takes the whole attention of everybody.
Yeah.
Race weekend. It's a big travelling circus, and everyone wants to be a part of it. But I didn't think they realise that they can be a part of it, but with the feeder series. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think people a lot of the time people forget. I would say the business side of things, people forget there's a feeder series, which is a lot cheaper option in comparison to Formula One. Obviously, the exposure is less, but if they can get the same experience out of it, and usually you can be even closer for half the price, so even less than half the price. So yeah,
definitely. I think I was on the grid for AGP 2024 with F2, and I think it was Roman Stanek in front of me, and I was like, gee whiz, this is a bit cool.
Yeah.
So, I don't think a lot of people realise how accessible those categories could be to fans, business partners, etc. Which is really cool. I think they get overlooked a lot, I believe, which is a bit of a shame because I feel like there's a big area in market that could do really well.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome. And my last question is, how can people help you get on track full time?
Sponsor me. I mean, it is really point blank like that. I mean, look, there is always opportunities. I have a big, wide range of connections and a big network of people, just due to the job. So it won't be just like, okay, sponsor me, give me X amount. We can always find a way that what I've done in the past is that I introduce you to some companies that I know, and we find a way for you to benefit off my connections. I mean, at the end of the day, we want you to benefit as much as myself. Yeah, get in contact with me and see how we can help each other. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Awesome. And where can people follow you online? Do you have Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anything. Just at Hugh Barter Racing. So yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting on Tayla Talks Podcast.
No worries. Anytime.